I mean, this is the thing where it gets tricky because I could reminisce with you
Yeah,
about all of this for maybe 15 hours and we would only scratch the surface. But something I just want to make sure that I get in here, that I state that you've gone on. You know, we worked together all those years, and then we've continued to work together. We come back together. We work. We just did. I mean, one of the highlights of my recent life was you and I wrote Hans and Franz musical together with Dana Carvey and Kevin Nealon, and then it just got lost to time because it was never made.
Yes.
And of course, foolishly, we wrote it so that Schwarzenegger, rather than being a cameo, is in 9/10 of the movie. But we just, and then, you know, I don't think he ever considered it, or maybe he didn't even read it. And so all these years later, Schwarzenegger's sitting right where you're sitting right now.
I know.
And the first thing he says when he sits down is,
"It's unbelievable.
This I just read it. It's fantastic.
It's so funny when he comes to the buttock and he says,
the buttock, the door."
and he's telling me like I don't know.
The door is not a door. The buttocks opens.
"Yes,
and
I
you
know.
go-
No, you don't understand how funny it is."
Yeah, and then
He's like, "We've got to do it."
and you're like, wait, now?
I know. Maybe AI. Maybe we create a young Arnold and a young Dana and Kevin, and then you can do it.
Animation.
But you know, it was
whatever.
so funny because you're right. Arnold practically takes over the movie in the second half, and I forgot that. And so we're reading it, and I was like doing Arnold because I had done him on the Clutch Cargos.
Mhm.
And suddenly I'm like, we're doing these scenes, and it's just Dana and Kevin like looking at me
Because
like,
we gave Arnold everything.
so much stuff
And
to
he
do.
was, at the time, the biggest, most impossible to get movie star in the world. And we write a script where it's not, he's a cameo, and that's the fun thing at the end. And Arnold can shoot it on his way back from one of his other movies in an afternoon. He's dancing, he's singing, he's got a house made of buttocks muscles.
It was the best.
It was nice to see that come around. And you've been doing all this amazing work in comedy for all these years. But I have to celebrate that Leo, you wrote this movie, Leo, and it's an Adam Sandler animated film. And I saw it the other night, and I was completely blown away. It is obviously funny, which I knew it would be, but it's also so sweet and so nuanced, and
That's great.
and has a great message. And I thought, well, this is a classic. And then I think yesterday I was told that it's the biggest animated hit already that Netflix has ever had. Like, it's a complete smash. And I was practically crying. I'm so happy for you and for Adam. I wrote both of you guys.
Yeah.
Adam's lawyer got it.
Sandy Wernick got it. I don't know. I think we got to redline this thing. Let me give it a look to the lawyers, and then we'll get right then.
It was. He was really funny because I called him. He ended up calling me after
Sandy
I wrote
Wernick?
him. No, not Sandy Wernick, but Adam. After I told him, I texted him. And I said, "Robert, I'm so happy for Robert. I'm so happy for you. It's so well done." And he calls me up and he was like, asking me about how my kids are doing and stuff like that. And then he was doing this whole riff because my son is very gifted at computers, and he really loves computer engineering. So he's looking at a lot of engineering schools and a lot of like super scientific schools. And Adam was like saying, "Coney, I'll write him a letter. Those people love me." And I went as a joke, and I was like, "It's okay, Adam." He's like, "It's already done. I took care of it, buddy. I'm going to send it to every engineering school." And I'm saying, "No, Adam. No. No, Adam." He's like, "These are my people." I was crying. I was laughing so hard. "Don't worry, Coney. He's going to be great."
Oh, he's the best.
Yeah, he's the best.
God damn.
I was, it's so funny because he does... the voice he does in this for Leo is so unique.
It's kind of Bernie.
Yes, it's Bernie Brillstein, the famous manager that we all knew and worked with, who he's kind of doing a Bernie Brillstein impression. But, what I do know is people don't understand that as in animation, the voice is everything. The voice is... The voice is more important than the actual animation because it's the soul of who the person is, I think, in a lot of ways. And that voice that he does is so unique, and it really works beautifully.
It's like cranky and warm at the same time.
Yeah.
It's funny because like when I had written it, and we were about to do a table read, and I had told him a couple of days earlier, I kind of seeing like a Peter Falk kind of thing. And then like right before the read through, he says, buddy, I think I want to do Bernie. I was like, oh, okay, go for it. And then he killed it with the Bernie, and it was just a great instinct. It's very funny because he's done 3 movies that are impressions that I've taught him. the Sandy movie called Sandy Wexler.
Sandy Wexler, which is Sandy Wernick.
Yeah, so he learned my Sandy Wernick. Bernie, I taught him years ago. You never fucking know. When we cast Alf, remember during Look Well? So Bernie was an executive producer of Look Well because Conan was with Brillstein.
And let me back up because sometimes we go fast.
Yeah.
And I want to bring people up to speed.
Yes.
But Robert came to me once when we were at SNL, and he said, because we both loved the 60s series Batman.
Adam West.
And he said to me, I have this idea. We've got to do something with Adam West. And we started talking about it. And he was saying like, he's an out of work actor, but he solves crimes.
Still thinks he can solve crimes.
But because he made these shows, he thinks he can solve crimes. So you and I sat down and pretty quickly wrote this script.
Yes.
And we call the guy Ty Lookwell. And then
that was your name. Yeah, it was great.
And then we go on this quest to get Adam West to do it. And he does it. And we make it. And there's a lot of, that's a whole saga in and of itself because no one wanted us to make it, the network. But then finally.
Tartikoff got it.
But Brandon Tartikoff said, I get it. But then he left immediately. And
Oh, no.
So anyway.
In Lauren's getaway car.
Anyway. The important thing is that we made it. And so we make this pilot and we deliver it to the network. And you and I were so excited because we're on SNL. This is a bunch of years before Late Night. We think this is our ticket we really think this is our ticket to the top. We love it. Yeah. We think it's really ahead of its time. It's so cool. And Bernie, because you can do the voice, but I'll never forget this. Bernie we do it through his company. So we're over at Bernie Brillstein's company. He's this big guy, looks like he's a Jewish Santa Claus.
Yes.
And he's
Santa Claus, Cowardly Lion.
Santa Claus, Cowardly Lion. Yeah. He wears all black because he thinks it's slimming.
It's fucking slimming.
So anyway, we're in his office and he's telling us this thing is going to go through the roof.
Adam is going to test through the fucking roof.
It's going to be huge. It's going to be big. And he's in the midst of this long rant about how he knows show business, he knows TV, and this thing's going to go all the way. And you guys have to start figuring out now which mansions you want to live in Beverly Hills. He's going on and on and on. When his assistant says, a phone call from the network, Bernie goes, put it through.
Rick Ludwin,
so they put it through, and all we can hear is Bernie's side of it. So Robert and I are just flying high, and he gets on the phone, and the first thing he goes, what? What the fuck?
Yes.
And then
he starts sabotaging. This is the best. Because he also managed Lorne Michaels.
Yeah.
And Lorne Michaels had 2 projects, Look Well, because he was, and he also had a Jack Handey pilot based on Toonsis the Cat. It was a collection of Jack Handey sketches, and Toonsis was the glue to it. And so Rick Ludwin is telling Bernie that, Look Well didn't test terrific with our crew. And that's fucking insane. Adam, this is a fucking genius fucking script. And then, what do you fucking say? Toonsis. Yeah, we're thinking of, Toonsis might make it. Toonsis might make the September schedule. Are you fucking kidding me? That thing is gonna fucking tank. You're gonna put that thing on.
And that's his client,
it's
too.
Also his client.
It's also his client.
But but Brillstein Gray wasn't producing Toonsis.
Well, it doesn't matter.
No, it mattered to Bernie.
Lawrence's big meal ticket, and he's like, boy, Long can't find his ass with 3 hands. and it's just, but anyway, the point is, you and I are sitting there, these kids.
Yes.
And all we hear is, what? And the first thing he said was, it's the first thing you screened after lunch? People are digesting!